warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope that you can hear my voice and see the presentation. That's good. So session is going to be recorded, inshallah, for those who are not able to join. And I'm going to start. See you in a couple of minutes, and maybe in the middle of the session, I'll come back to this view because I do want to do something live with you tonight, inshallah. So starting the session in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I believe this is week 7. Time flies when you're having fun. I'm not sure whether you are having fun or not. I just say it for the sake of being funny. But no matter what, how busy I am, I honestly look forward to this session with you guys. So for me, it's good, inshallah. It will make a difference for you all too. So what's planned this week? I have made some extra feedback on your last week's homework, and then we are going to go into TOEFL IBT paraphrasing, and we will end with homework. So obviously we are going to be doing it with hands-on activity. So last week, very few students submitted their homework, and those who did, I have given them feedback. There were a couple of students that did outstanding, and others were average. So far, I don't see anybody doing very bad, which I don't understand why such low participation in the homework. But that's up to you. There's nothing I can do. I can't force you. You're all adult. So this is on the same topic with a full score that I have prepared for you. As I mentioned before, I will not name the students for privacy reason, but a full score of 5 out of 5. This is a little bit polished. I agree with both Laura and Caleb that evidence and author expertise are essential. So there's, in this writing, it's not going with one, but it's taking on both. Stands to say that I agree with both. But I believe the most effective way to judge website reliability is to evaluate both together. An author with a strong credential may still present biased or unsupported claims, while solid evidence without a trustworthy author can also be misleading. For example, a medical blog might cite data, but its trustworthy author can also be misleading. Sorry, I think I read that sentence wrong. But if the author is not a health professional, their interpretation may be inaccurate. Conversely, meaning on the other hand, even a scientist article must be supported by peer reviews, studies to be credible. In addition, the type of website matters. Information from a edu or .gov domain is usually more reliable because these institutes follow strict publishing standards. By combining author credibility, evidence quality, and institutional trust, we can critically evaluate whether a website or article is trustworthy. Nice and sweet. This is the feedback from a teacher or from a sister point of view. It's an excellent response because it's got full mark. The student has clearly addressed the professor's question with a well-developed opinion. At the very beginning, right away, the essay says, I agree. It also gives you a strong engagement with classmates, both Laura and Caleb's idea, rather than just repeating them. Provides relevant examples and clear, fluent academic language with good vocabulary, biased peer review, and institutional trust. Let's go to the next example. This is an average 3 out of 5. I think the most important way to check if a website is reliable is by looking at how active it is. If a website is updated regularly, then it is more likely to be accurate and useful. For example, a news website, the post daily information seems more trustworthy than that has not been updated for years. Laura talked about evidence, and I agree that it's important, but I think freshness is more important. Caleb also mentioned the author, but even good authors can share old or outdated information. This is why I believe the date and activity of a website should be the first step to decide if it is reliable. And from a teacher's point of view, the response does not answer the professor, does not even mention professor view, which is very crucial for you guys, and expresses an opinion. It mentions both Laura and Caleb. This is the strong point, which shows some engagement with the classmates. However, the support is limited. Updated regularly does not always mean accurate. So the reasoning is quite weak. The language is simple, repetitive, important, more important, first step. Needs more specific examples or detail to be convincing. Overall, I score of 3, understandable, but it is undeveloped and not fully persuasive essay. Now, the next one, I'm only showing you for the sake of, I fear that some students are not uh, submitting their essay. They are waiting that maybe they are going to be seeing some magic in the next weeks after weeks. So I'm just giving a very bad example. So far, I've never given you any bad example. This is, could it be that the students are fearful that their writing is not up to the standard? But until you submit, you never know. Websites are not good. You can't trust them because many people lie. I don't think we can know what is real. Maybe some websites are okay, but mostly they're not. It's better to ask your friend or family. If they believe it, then you can trust. I don't really agree with Laura and or Caleb. I think internet is just not safe. and then I provided the teacher's response. So far I haven't received, but these ones are just some poor examples that I have provided with some feedback, and hopefully it will be useful for you. So this slide starts the main topic that I want to cover with you. You noticed in this topic that we have been practicing in the last couple of weeks, academic discussion of essay writing. Quite a lot of paraphrasing is required, because you have to write about the professor's view, you have to write about the two students' view, and you should not be rewriting and thinking that's an essay. So this is where paraphrasing is very important. And as we move ahead, so far I haven't exposed you to the second type of essay. Paraphrasing is very important in that too, because you're going to be given a reading article and then you have to do it based on the reading article. So TOEFL IBT is emphasizing very much on paraphrasing. It will help you to get a high score, not only in writing, but in speaking, listening too. All sections involves paraphrasing. I've mentioned a couple of times again that quite often I mention about other skills. I'll try not to cross the line because you do have other of my colleagues that are attending, but unfortunately in the writing, all the other skills come into it. So once in a while I will mention, because you will be, whatever you do, it will involve with at least reading and listening, speaking not so much. Is paraphrasing different from summaries and quotes? Summarizing condenses a large text into a much smaller version. So I'm answering the question, no, that they are not the same. Moreover, quoting reproduces exactly the word from a reader or a listening passage. Finally, paraphrasing rewrites a sentence using different vocabulary and grammar in a roughly the same number of words. So if we are asking you to do paraphrase, and if we are giving you a sentence that has total of 10 words, you have to do about the same. You can't go and write a full paragraph. You can't also make it too short, because it may lose all of its meaning. So I'm going to use an example with you, but then I'm going to do some live example and give you an opportunity to participate. Photosynthesis is the process by which plant convert sunlight into energy that they use as food. So this is the example that I'm going to use with you to explain what does TOEFL paraphrasing uses. Number one, it says that when you are doing paraphrasing, break your sentence into smaller grammatical units. So you need to have your sentence and you have to break it down. The example sentence can be broken into 3 grammatical parts. independent, and 2, adjective clause. So you need to read the sentence and you need to identify that what is your independent clause and what are your 2 adjectives clause. In this sentence that I gave you, photosynthesis is the process. This is independent. Regardless what we are talking about, we're talking about photosynthesis. So it is an independent. What adjective clause in this case is plant converts sunlight into energy by this process. The second adjective is plant uses the energy as food. Number 2 says that once you have identified the component, TOEFL IBT says that in 4 step, change the word's order. In number 2, try to change the order. See if that makes any sense and if it helps. Now that you have separated into 3 smaller simple sentences, change the word order of the sentence. There is no exact way to this, meaning that I could be doing it one way, you can be doing it another way, and another student can be doing it another way, and the next student can be doing it another way. There's rearranging of the sentences is a way, but we have to do it in such a way that the sentence makes sense, that its meaning has not been lost. Plant converts sunlight into energy by this process. The plant uses the energy as food. Photosynthesis is the process. So that is the 3 component that was broken down. Number 3 says, find synonyms for nouns, adjective, adverbs, and verbs. Try to find something that has similar meaning. This is where you need to build your vocabulary. So you've broken the sentence into smaller. Moreover, you change the order to now use synonymous for some of the nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. So in this case, plant convert. So the word convert needs to be changed. And what a better way is to say change. So in the first part, if we just replace convert, we don't need to worry about. But sunlight into energy by this process. So we can say procedure. In the second component, the plant uses the energy as food. And then the third one was photosynthesis is the process. And we said that we're going to replace it with procedure. This is only one way. I'm 100% positive that you guys will be doing this very differently. Number 4 is rewrite the sentence, but without looking at the original. This will also help you learn TOEFL paraphrasing in the 4 step that TOEFL is expecting us to do. Lastly, combine the sentence that you have written without looking at the original. Compare then the paraphrase sentence to the original. Remember, in paraphrase sentence, we have 14 words. In the original, we had 16. So roughly, they are very close. In the paraphrase, we say plant changes sunlight to energy to be used as food through a process called Photosynthesis. Well, originally it was photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy that they use as food. Final tip. Your paraphrase should contain about the same number of the word as the original. Make sure you do not change the meaning of the original sentence. Don't leave out the essential, the most important information. You can learn paraphrasing in 4 steps even more through practice. Finally, you can compare what you wrote to the sample paraphrase. That way, make sure that you have not left out something important, and if you have, you can correct it, edit it. So let's practice this together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy because it's going to be too small for you. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to put this in the chat box. And I'm going to ask one at a time, one sentence at a time, and let's practice. Are you game? What happened? Suddenly people are leaving. Don't be scared. I'm not examining you. Oh, you guys are really not making this very... Wouldn't that be excellent if I come one day and give you an exam online? Come on, this is not a test. Try your luck. We started the very first night like this. And it was fun. Let's make it a little bit attractive. So the very first, all the sentences are in the chat box. If you're scared, it's okay. I'm not going to force you. But I think it will be fun. The very first sentence is, technology has made communication faster and more convenient. So what would be, and each one of you would be doing it differently, what would be another way of paraphrase that sentence? I've given you 7, and I want to see if anybody is going to be writing in the chat box. Because if you don't, I'm not going to force you. Are you working on? Or am I talking to myself? Just give me some sign. Do you want to participate, or should we? What should we do, ma'am? So each sentence, write it in your own word. Malala, you should know. Come on, my girl. Did you already do one for me? And I missed it? Okay, good. Come on, let's make it interesting. Just rewrite the sentence. The sentence should have the same meaning, but in your own word. And if you use my rule, that's okay. If you don't use my rule, that's also okay. Because I am going to give you homework. Then For the homework, you will have copy of this presentation, and then you will have more practice. Oh, good. I'm getting some response. You can use your mic and even read your sentence that you're paraphrasing. You can do it on a piece of paper if you don't want to do it on in the chat box. That's also fine by me. But I want some class participation. Otherwise, you're going to make me very sleepy. Remember, it's evening in Sydney, Australia. I have a very quiet class today. You're going to make me talk. Okay, that's okay. You know what? I'll make this one part of your homework too. That should give you a little bit more time and a little bit more to do. Okay, we come back. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to change a little bit of my PowerPoint where it says class activity. I'll say that this slide is going to be part of your homework too. I thought that we're going to be doing that in class, and then this is going to be your homework. So what I've done is I'm giving you now 3 slides, 13, 14, 15, total of 12 plus 7. Who's good at maths? All of this sentence you'll have to do paraphrase for me using the method that I choose. Now, this time I'm going to be strict. Using the method that I've chosen. Meaning, each sentence you write it. Remember also that you need to do it type. So type the sentence. Once you type the sentence, identify, break it down into 3 grammatical, then rearrange, then change the vocabularies, and then rewrite, and then compare. So when you're going to be submitting with each sentence, I need to see the original, then I need to see your response, and I want you to follow that method. I've given you plenty for practice, and what I have done is, so I'm just going to change this one to slide 13 to 15, so you can't say you didn't tell me. But this time I've also given you a link, and I want you to click on that link, and I want you to read. It is a reading article, very much to what we started today. We were talking about websites. So it is a reliable website. You're going to read the article. Then I want you to write in your own words 200 to 300 essay on what this article is about. So you really need to practice paraphrasing. If somebody is writing about the situation in, where should I give somebody should help me. The coup that did it occur or was about to occur in, let's just say, one of the countries, yeah? And you read about it in the news and somebody's asking you to write about it. So you can't go and rewrite the article as you, because that's not your word. What I'm saying is read these reading articles and then 280 to 300 words. I want an essay. And the key word is impact of excessive phosphorus in the environment. So obviously this article is an environmental article. So you need to, what happens to the environment if there are too much phosphorus? So you need to read the sources and then its impact. The impact might be positive, the impact might be negative. But it is a scientific article that you have to read first, understand it, then write an essay. But the main part of this one is I want to see paraphrasing. Because once you master this, then we're going to go into the new essay style. And if you have any question, I'm going to come back. Any question? Okay, if you don't have any question, I'm going to stop the recording because I think